to Movies on the Brain, where we dive deep into the worlds of cinema and bring you the reviews that are out of this world. I'm Jason, and today we're plugging into the Oasis to explore the thrilling adventure that is Ready Player One. Directed by the legendary Steven Spielberg, Ready Player One transports us to the year 2045, where reality is a harsh place, and the only escape is the virtual universe known as the Oasis. Starring Tye Sheridan, this movie is a treasure trove of pop culture references and heart-pounding action. Just a heads up though, this review comes packed with spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, hit pause, watch it, and come back. In Ready Player One, the stakes are as real as it gets, both in the game and the real world. So gear up, grab your VR headsets, and let's dive right in. Now let's check out how it did in the box office. Ready Player One opened in theaters on March 29th, 2018, with a budget ranging from $155 to $175 million. It's had 5 theatrical releases, its original 2018 release, and every year from 2020 to 2023 it had a re-release. And between all 5 releases, it earned a total of $13.7 million domestically and $470.1 million internationally, bringing in a worldwide total of $607.8 million. I'm mainly going to look at the original 2018 release because the re-releases only brought in $3,499 in 2020, $9.3 million in 2021, $288 in 2022, and $15 million in 2023. During its 2018 15-week theatrical run, domestically it brought in $137 million. Its opening weekend, which happened to be Easter weekend of 2018, saw it earn $47 million domestically, finishing number one in the box office, beating out Acrimony, Black Panther, and I Can Only Imagine, which were 2 through 4 respectively, with Acrimony opening the same weekend. The final week of its original theatrical run saw it earn $131,941 domestically, while still being shown in 138 theaters, and finish its original run at number 35 in the box office. Let's get into the plot, because this was a fun one to watch, honestly. In 2045, people seek to escape from reality through a virtual reality entertainment universe called the OASIS, ontologically anthropocentric sensory immersive simulation, created by James Halliday and Ogden Morrow of Gregarious Games. After Halliday's death, a pre-recorded message left by his avatar Anorak announces a game granting ownership of the Oasis to the first to find the golden Easter egg within it, which gets locked behind a gate requiring 3 keys, which players can obtain by accomplishing 3 challenges. The contest has lured several gunters or egg hunters in the interest of Nolan Sorrento, the CEO of Innovative Online Industries, or IOI, which seeks to control the Oasis himself by inserting intrusive online advertising. IOI uses an army of indentured servants and employees called Sixers to find the egg. Teenage orphan Wade Watts' avatar Parzival, an avid gunter, participates in the first challenge, an unbeatable race, along with his best friend H and Artemis, a female avatar on whom Parzival has a crush. Parzival regularly visits Halliday's journals, a simulated archive of Halliday's life and hobbies run by the curator. Wade receives the copper key from Anorak after he wins by driving backwards, while Artemis, H, and his friends Daito and Sho all win the race afterwards, later being collectively named the High Five on the Oasis scoreboard. Sorrento asks mercenary Irok to learn Wade's true identity, intending to bribe him to win a contest on IOI's behalf. Wade and Artemis discover from the journals that Halliday once dated Morrow's wife, Karen Kira Underwood. Wade and Artemis visit the Distracted Globe nightclub to look for clues where Wade confesses his love and true name to Artemis. They survive an IOI raid in which Artemis abandons Wade, explaining that her father died in debt to IOI. IROC, who was eavesdropping on their conversation, informs Sorrento of his findings. Sorrento contacts Wade with his offer. When rejected, Sorrento bombs Wade's home, killing his Aunt Alice and her boyfriend Rick, among others. Artemis's player, Samantha Cook, takes Wade in. Together, they realize the second challenge relates to Halliday's regret of not pursuing a relationship with Kira. Along with H, Daito, and Sho, Parzival and Artemis search for the recreation of the Overlook Hotel. Artemis asks Kira to dance and wins the Jade Key. Sorrento's subordinate, Nale Sandor, storms the Gunter's hideout and captures Samantha to pay off her father's debt. Wade escapes with the help of the other high five users, Helen Harris, which was H, Toshiro, who is Daito, and Joe, who is Sho, in Helen's truck. Samantha escapes confinement after H and Parzival hacks Sorrento's OASIS rig with H recording his confession of the bombing. Third challenge is found in Castle Menarak on Planet Doom, where players must guess Halliday's favorite Atari 2600 game to earn the Crystal Key. IROC places a force field around the castle using the Ob of Osuvox, but Artemis soon disables it. The High Five lead an army of OASIS players against IOI's forces. Parzival kills Samantha's avatar, allowing her to flee IOI with the High Five picking her up nearby. Parzival and Sorrento fight in the Oasis, with Sorrento detonating the Cataclysm bomb, wiping out every avatar on Planet Doom, including himself. Parzival responds using an extra life coin given to him earlier by the curator in a bet. He plays adventure, winning the Crystal Key by locating Warren Robinette's Easter egg. He uses the 3 keys to enter a treasure room where Interact offers him a contract to sign. Parzival recognizes it as the one Morrow signed when Halliday forced him out of various games and refuses to sign it. Interact transforms into Halliday, who expresses his regrets in life and awards Parzival the Easter egg. Sorrento and Finale are arrested for the bombing as Morrow appears, revealing himself as the curator. Wade decides to run Oasis with the High Five, inviting Morrow to join them as a consultant. As the IOI loyalty centers are shut down, the High Five made the controversial choice to close the Oasis every Tuesday and Thursday for people to spend more time in the real world, including Wade and Samantha, who started a relationship. Now let's check out the cast for this movie because honestly, I really enjoyed this cast. We've got Tye Sheridan as Wade Watts or Parzival. The roles for Tye Sheridan include Officer Cross in Asphalt City, Andy Braddock in the TV show Wireless, and JR in The Tender Bar. Olivia Cook as Samantha Cook or Artemis. The roles for Olivia Cook include Rachel in Me and Earl in The Dying Girl, Lou in The Sound of Metal, and Paige in The Good Mother. Ben Mendelsohn as Nolan Sorrento. Other roles for Ben Mendelsohn include Jacob in The Marsh King's Daughter, Henry in Baby Teeth, and the Sheriff of Nottingham in 2018's Robin Hood. Lena Waithe as Helen Harris or H. Other roles for Lena Waithe include Denise in the TV show Master of None, Officer Spectre in Onward, and Brooke Lynn in Bad Hair. T.J. Miller as IROC. Other roles for T.J. Miller include Fred in Big Hero 6, Bud in Cloverfield, and Gene in the Emoji Movie. Simon Pegg as Ogden Morrow and the Curator. Other roles for Simon Pegg include Hugh Campbell Sr. in the TV show The Boys, Bob and Luck, and Benjamin Dunn in the Mission Impossible franchise. Mark Rylance as James Halliday or Interact the All-Knowing. Other roles for Mark Rylance include Sully in Bones and All, Leonard in The Outfit, and Maurice Flitcroft in The Phantom of the Open. Philip Zhao as Sho. This has been Philip Zhao's only role. When Murasaki as Toshiro/Daito. Other roles for When Murasaki include Dango Inamoto in Kamen Rider W, and Kaneko in the violence action. Hannah John Kamen as Finale Sandor. Other roles for Hannah John Kamen include Jill Valentine in Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, Dutch in the TV show Killjoys, and Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Susan Lynch as Alice. Other roles for Susan Lynch include Miss Lawton in Downton Abbey, Stacy in this TV show Save Me, and Agnes in the TV show The Change. Ralph Ineson as Rick. Other roles for Ralph Ineson include Father Brennan in The First Omen, General Andrews in The Creator, and Green Knight in The Green Knight. Perdita Weeks as Karen Kira Underwood. Other roles for Perdita Weeks include Juliet Higgins in the TV show Magnum P.I., Scarlett in As Above, So Below, and Vanessa Hammond in the TV show Rebellion. Honestly, and now for my thoughts. Well, honestly, when I first started this channel, this was one of the first movies I put on the list. The movies I wanted to watch and review it. After being recommended it by my friend Romero, I knew I had to get it watched, so I bumped it all the way up, pushed some movies off of my list, off the top of my list, and got this one watched. Got a review scripted and everything. I just needed to record it, which obviously I'm doing now. But man, this movie was so much fun. The only actors I knew anything about going into this movie were Simon Pegg and Ben Mendelsohn. The rest were all new to me, and I was honestly thoroughly impressed by the actors I knew nothing about. They played each of their roles really well, and all had great chemistry with each other. Tye Sheridan and Olivia Cook, even when under their avatars Parzival and Artemis, had actually really fantastic chemistry, and their performances really shined in it. Ben Mendelsohn is perfect as the villain. He just made you want Wade, Samantha, and the others to succeed. All the pop culture references and Easter eggs were fun, even if somewhat hard to keep track of. I love the whole thing about H telling Parzival that Artemis may not be who she says she is, when in fact it was H who wasn't who they said they were. That was actually a really nice twist. I don't understand why it took me 6 years to finally watch this. I remember seeing it advertised, but I just never really had the time to go see it in theaters. And then somehow I forgot about it until this channel came about. It's one I'll definitely be watching again. And if you haven't watched it more than once, honestly, I don't know why. Now let me get the fun facts and trivia out of the way. There's a lot, not really a lot. There's quite a few. In an interview, Steven Spielberg said this was the third most difficult film he has made in his career, behind Jaws and Saving Private Ryan. Besides the obvious Bigfoot, DeLorean, and Akira vehicles, other notables in the race were the Mach 5, Batmobile, Team A-Team van, V8 Interceptor, Christine, the Pork Chop Express from Big Trouble in Little China, and the Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit, and the RV from Spaceballs. Artemis uses the M41A pulse rifle from the film Aliens as their weapon of choice in the OASIS. During the first race, when the 1966 Batmobile comes to a skidding stop, skidding sound effect is the same cadence as the na 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 from the opening credits of the Batman TV theme. Boba Fett is at the bar where the dance number is done. During the club scene where Parzival and Artemis meet, Commander Shepard from the video game trilogy Mass Effect is seen awkwardly dancing. This is a callback to the game where a running joke is Shepard's inability to dance. Nolan Sorrento's avatar, the Boss Man, is based on Senator Armstrong in the video game Metal Gear Revengeance. Artemis adds her birthmark to her avatar after first meeting Parzival in real life. The logo for Ready Player One is a maze. The prize is an egg. Steven Spielberg's surname literally means game mountain in German. Game as in a recreational activity rather than an animal hunted for sport or food. Rather fitting for a film that is all about video games. And that's it for our deep dive into Ready Player One. This film truly captures the spirit of gaming and the power of imagination, blending the virtual and real worlds in an unforgettable adventure. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Movies on the Brain for more in-depth analysis and discussions on your favorite films. Got thoughts on Ready Player One or any other movie recommendations? Drop them in the comments below. Until next time, keep your VR headsets ready and your imaginations wild. See you in the OASIS.